All right, let's get into what happened yesterday on X. That was August 25th, 2025. It was quite a day. We saw some huge technological ambitions really clash with some pretty fierce global debates. And of course, the platform was right there in the middle of it all. So let's break down what really drove the conversation. So first up, things got really heated. There were these intense and pretty polarizing discussions about crime, immigration, and public safety that just blew up, especially in Europe. And it was all kicked off by some very, very high-profile posts. And while all that was happening, you had this incredible story of pure ambition playing out. You had SpaceX literally reaching for the stars, while its sister company, xAI, was, well, let's just say they were taking aim at their biggest rivals right here on Earth. A real tale of two launches, you could say.
And finally, we're going to look at how X itself, the platform, handled all this pressure. How did it use its tools to deal with both real-world emergencies and the wildfire spread of misinformation? Okay, let's get into it.
Look, the biggest story of the day, and it's not even close, was the absolute firestorm that erupted around immigration and crime in Europe. And you know what? It all kicked off with just one single, highly controversial post.
So here's the post. It started when Elon Musk put this out there. He linked what he called an anti-natalist philosophy, which, is basically a worldview that discourages people from having kids. He linked that to immigration policies and what he sees as rising crime rates. That one post, man, it was like throwing a match on gasoline. It just ignited this massive platform-wide debate that really defined the entire day. And just like that, the platform split right down the middle. You had two camps form almost instantly. On one side, you had users who were amplifying his message, right? They were sharing stories of violent crimes, basically arguing that his post was a much-needed alarm bell about failing public safety. But on the other side, you had users accusing him of some really dangerous fear-mongering. They argued that this kind of talk unfairly blames migrants and just ends up fueling xenophobia. So you had these two big arguments clashing. But what did that actually feel like for people scrolling through their feeds? Beyond the high-level debate, what were the specific stories that really cut through all that noise and got everyone talking?
Well, this was one of the big ones. A story about a 14-year-old girl in Scotland who was reportedly charged with a crime after defending herself during an alleged assault. It just went completely viral. It became this flashpoint for the entire debate. We're talking thousands and thousands of conversations about self-defense, protecting kids, and the justice system itself. A really emotional, charged story.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. We're moving from those intense social debates to the world of tech, where, wow, ambition was on full display. Everywhere from the launch pad to the courtroom. So all eyes were on SpaceX. They were getting ready for the 10th flight test of Starship. And this picture, this incredible image of Elon Musk just standing underneath that colossal rocket, it went viral for a reason. It just perfectly captures the sheer scale of what they're trying to do. And believe me, the interest was just immense. We're talking more than 2 million views on posts and live streams about it. And you can see why. This isn't just any rocket, it's a huge mission. This is the vehicle that's designed to one day take humanity to Mars. So yeah, the stakes are pretty high.
But as it so often goes with spaceflight, Mother Nature gets the final vote. The launch had to be scrubbed because of bad weather. A little disappointing for everyone watching for sure, but hey, that's rocket science. The good news is, the countdown is already on for the next attempt, and that's expected really soon.
So as one countdown got paused, another one was just getting started, a legal one. While SpaceX was busy aiming for orbit, its sister company, xAI, was taking aim at some of its biggest rivals. So here's the deal. xAI went ahead and filed a massive lawsuit against both Apple and OpenAI. The core of their argument? They're alleging that these two tech giants are basically engaging in anti-competitive behavior to push their AI chatbot Grok out of the picture. And this is a huge deal. I mean, this could eventually decide which AI tools you get on your phone and really who controls the future of this entire industry. But wait, here's where it gets really interesting. On the very same day that xAI basically declared legal war on its rivals, it also did something completely different. It kind of extended an olive branch to the entire developer community. How? Well, they released the open source version of Grok 2.5. So what does that mean? It means the actual source code for this really powerful AI model is now free for anybody out there to use, to tweak, to build on top of. It's a super strategic move, right? It encourages all this innovation from everyone, which is a total contrast to the closed-door legal fight they just started. Okay, so you've got all this going on.
You have heated debates, you've got rocket launches, you've got legal drama. So the big question is, how did X, as a platform, handle all that pressure? How did it actually serve its users in the middle of all this chaos?
Well, for one thing, we really saw how powerful the platform can be during real-world emergencies. You had wildfires raging on the West Coast and Typhoon Kajiki hitting Vietnam. So what did X do? It gave emergency and weather bots free elevated access to its API. And that meant these bots could push out crucial, real-time alerts to people who were right there in the path of danger. A really clear example of using the platform for public good.
Okay, so that's how it handled the real-world fires. But what about the digital ones? How did the platform's tools, like community notes, deal with that huge wave of misinformation that was swirling around those debates we talked about earlier?
Let me tell you, community notes were working overtime yesterday. We saw some great examples. One note added some really important historical context to a viral claim about Berlin back in the 1930s. Another one flat out debunked that rumor that keeps popping up about Florida banning the Diary of Anne Frank. And a third one clarified that those rumors about the UK government spying on iPhones, yeah, there's no evidence for that. It's really like seeing the platform's immune system kick into gear.
All right, so after a day that was just jam-packed with news and some very intense debate, what's next? What are the key things we should be watching as these stories continue to develop?
Well, the stage is definitely set. First, for SpaceX, we're all on the lookout for that rescheduled launch date for Starship Flight 10. In the AI world, the ball is now in Apple and OpenAI's court to respond to that huge lawsuit. At the same time, we're going to see developers start to play with the open source version of Grok 2.5, and I can't wait to see what they build. And as if that's not enough, xAI is already teasing the next thing, the even more advanced Grok 3.
And that's a wrap on a truly massive day on X. You know, it really leaves you with a big question, doesn't it? Can a platform that's a battlefield for our most intense debates also be the launchpad for our greatest ambitions? Something to think about. This has been your Daily X Report by MakeXGreat.com. Make sure to subscribe and we'll see you tomorrow for the latest report.
The Daily